And now, with your permission, a bit of verse by Kipling. When first the flush of a newborn sun fell on the green and gold, our father Adam sat under the tree and scratched with a stick in the mold. And the first rude sketch that the world had seen was joy to his mighty heart, till the devil whispered behind the leaves, "It's pretty, but is it art?"
It's pretty, but is it art? Well, how is it valued?
The value depends on opinion. Opinion depends on the experts. A faker like Elmire makes fools of the experts, so who's the expert? Who's the faker?
I know one thing. I never offered a painting or a drawing to a museum who didn't buy it. That never refused one. Never.
What's he up to now? This isn't a forgery. No, not this time. This is a portrait by Elmire of another famous art forger. Michelangelo, no less, signed. I must say I'm honored. My signature, forged by Elmire on a real Elmire, is really something. You know, art forgery used to be admired as an art. And though Michelangelo even used smoke on some of his fakes to antique them, like some of the rest of us, he finally went straight. Elmire, reformed and exposed in the reverse order, was till just recently the island's #1 celebrity. But now the crown has passed from the old emperor of the hoax to the pretender.
Tomorrow, the party is a big party, so don't miss it tomorrow at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
The ex-grandmaster of fakery not only unmasked, but eclipsed by his own biographer, is putting a brave face on it and giving another party.
David,
And
I
here,
come to invite you for a big party.
yet another painter from Ibiza. Life hired him to illustrate the tale as Irving told it.
Nice to see you. Great.
David Walsh. And this is his impression based on Irving's report of that secret meeting on the Mexican pyramid with Howard Hughes. Here's how he's supposed to have looked based on Irving's reports of those secret meetings, which in fact never happened. But who cared about facts? Was Mr. Hughes a vegetable? A spook? A gibbering lunatic? Was his hair down to his knees? Were his fingernails 9 inches long? Did Howard Hughes exist? Irving insisted that he did. Hughes denied the existence of Irving.
No, I never saw him. I never even heard of him.
Don't believe a word of it, said Irving. And believe it or not, almost nobody did. Why, they were partners, Hughes and Irving, said Irving. They were doing a book together, and now the Hughes mystery would be solved.
Now there's one sailor who can tell the story from beginning to end as it's actually happened. But what about those other sailors? It never happened to them. So why do they tell us? Huh? Maybe it's like that prophecy of yours. How's it go?
In the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. The parched ground shall become a pool.
You must have lived in a country where it didn't rain very much. In England, where the ground is nearly always a pool, they wouldn't appreciate it. Tell me the rest.
Behold, your God will come with a recompense, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away.
Prophecies. Get up a new financial scheme, and you must prove on paper that the shareholders are going to double their money or triple it. That never happens, but you've got to prove it or people aren't going to invest. It's like that with the sailors. They're poor, so they tell about a rich house. They're lonely, so they tell about a beautiful lady. The story couldn't happen. But it what's happened tonight. Say that again. About the lame man.
Then shall the lame man leap as a hart, and the eyes of the blind shall be opened.
Prophecies.
Hank Quinlan never took a dollar in his
Most
life.
are honest, yes. But even some of the honest men abuse their power in other ways.
Come in, Hank.
Well, I don't know whether I'm welcome or not.
I want you to hear this.
I've heard it already. Our friend Vargas has some very special ideas about police procedure. He seems to think it don't matter whether a killer's hanged or not, so long as we obey the fine print and rule books.
I don't think a policeman should work like a dog catcher,
No?
putting criminals behind bars. No. In any free country, a policeman is supposed to enforce the law, and the law protects the guilty as well as the
Our
innocent.
job is tough enough.
It's supposed to be. It has to be tough. A policeman's job is only easy in a police state. That's the whole point, Captain. Who is the boss, the cop or the law?
Where's your wife?
What do you mean? You know where she is as well as I do. Sergeant Menzies drove her. She's at the motel.
Huh? You're still here?
Yes, I'm checking out now and joining her. Do you have a reason for
No,
asking, Captain?
no. I have no special reason, no. I just wondered. What do you know? Mother pigeon in her nest. Pigeon egg.
Captain, you did buy 17 sticks of dynamite.
You tell your story, Vargas. I don't have to answer your questions.
The hired hand at your ranch says he
My
used
ranch?
15 sticks.
You've been spying out at my ranch? Foreigner?
Without my knowledge, Hank, without my permission.
You used 15 sticks of dynamite, Quinlan. That leaves 2 sticks missing, and 2 sticks were found in that shoebox.
He's just asking, Hank. Hank! What's that for?
It's for letting him ask.
Well, Hank, wait a minute. 30 years pounding beats and riding cars, 30 years of dirt and crummy pay, 30 years I gave my life to this
what's your blood
department,
pressure?
and you allow this foreigner to accuse
We were just
me.
giving you a chance to
Answer
answer
him,
this
answer. Why do I have to answer him? No, sir. I won't take back that badge until the people of this county vote it back.
No, not a speech. Proposing a toast. In Georgian style, Luigi.
How did you recognize me?
I know you. Your glasses are friends. In Georgian toast, a little story always comes first. I had a dream. I found myself in a graveyard where all the tombstones were marked in a curious way. 1822, 1826, 1930, 34, always like that, always a very short time between birth and death. In the graveyard was a very old man. I asked him how it was that he had lived so long when everyone else in his village had died so young. But no, he told me this. Not that we die early, it is just that here on our tombstones we do not count the years of a man's life, but rather the length of time he has kept a friend. Let's drink to friendship.
Do you know Germany, Mr. Rankin?
I'm sorry, I have a way of making enemies when I'm on that subject. I get pretty unpopular.
Well, we shall consider it the objective opinion of an objective historian.
Historian? A psychiatrist could explain it better. The German sees himself as the innocent victim of world envy and hatred conspired against, set upon by inferior peoples, inferior nations. He cannot admit to error, much less to wrongdoing. Not the German. We chose to ignore Ethiopia and Spain, but we learned from our casualty list the price of looking the other way. Men of truth everywhere have come to know for whom the bell tolled, but not the German. He still follows his warrior gods, marching to Wagnerian strains, his eyes still fixed upon the fiery sword of Siegfried. And in those subterranean meeting places that you don't believe in, the German's dream world comes alive, and he takes his place in shining armor beneath the banners of the Teutonic Knights. Mankind is waiting for the Messiah, but for the German, the Messiah is not the Prince of Peace. He's another Barbarossa, another Hitler.
Well, then you have no faith in the reforms that are being effected in Germany.
I don't know, Mr. Wilson. I can't believe that people can be reformed except from within. The basic principles of equality and freedom never have, never will take root in Germany. The will to freedom has been voiced in every other tongue. All men are created equal, liberté, égalité, fraternité, but in German...
There's Marx. Proletarians unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains.
But Marx wasn't a German, Marx was a Jew.
But, my dear Charles, if we concede your argument, there is no solution.
Well, sir, once again, I differ.
Well, what is it, then?
Annihilation. Down to the last babe in arms.
Oh, Charles, I can't imagine you're advocating a Carthaginian peace.
Well, as an historian, I must remind you that the world hasn't had much trouble from Carthage in the past 2,000 years.
Well, there speaks our pedagogue.
Gene, what's this I hear about someone else opening up a horseless carriage shop somewhere out in the suburbs?
I suppose they'll drive you out of business, or else the two of you will get together and drive all the rest of us off of the street.
Well, we'll even things up by making the streets bigger. Automobiles will carry our streets clear out to the county line.
Well, I hope you're wrong, because if people go to moving that far, real estate values here in the old residence part of town will be stretched pretty thin.
So your devilish machines are going to ruin all your old friends, eh, Gene? Do you really think they're going to change the face of the land?
They're already doing it, Major, and it can't be stopped.
Automobiles are a useless nuisance.
What did you say, George?
I said automobiles are a useless nuisance. Never amount to anything but a nuisance, and they had no business to be invented.
Of course, you forget Mr. Morgan makes them. Also did his share in inventing them. If you weren't so thoughtless, he might think you rather offensive.
I'm not sure George is wrong about automobiles. With all their speed forward, they may be a step backward in civilization. It may be that they won't add to the beauty of the world or the life of men's souls. I'm not sure. But automobiles have come. And almost all outward things are going to be different because of what they bring. They're going to alter war, and they're going to alter peace. And I think men's minds are going to be changed in subtle ways because of automobiles. And it may be that George is right. It may be that in 10 or 20 years from now, if we can see the inward change in men by that time, I shouldn't be able to defend the gasoline engine, but would have to agree with George that automobiles had no business to be invented.
With one purpose only, to point out and make public the dishonesty, the downright villainy of boss Jim W. Geddes' political machine, now in complete control of the government of this state. I made no campaign promises, because until a few weeks ago, I had no hope of being elected. Now, however, I have something more than a hope. And Jim Geddes has something less than a chance. Every straw vote, every independent poll shows that I'll be elected. Very well, then. Now I can afford to make some promises. The working man, and the slum child know they can expect my best efforts in their interests. The decent, ordinary citizens know that I'll do everything in my power to protect the underprivileged, the underpaid, and the underfed.
Mother, is Pop governor yet?
Not yet, Junior.
Well, I'd make my promises now if I weren't too busy arranging to keep them. Here's one promise I'll make. And boss Jim Geddes knows I'll keep it. My first official act as governor of the state will be to appoint a special district attorney to arrange for the indictment, prosecution, and conviction of Boss Jim W. Geddes!